Welcome to the NEC Big Game in round 18 of the Winfield Cup between South Sydney and Penrith. The match today comes from Redfern Oval. Well, the Rabbitohs were too good when they met the Panthers at Penrith Park in the first round. The scoreline 15-8 in their favour. And as we look at the premiership table, the Rabbits are still doing fine. They're on 25 points, level with Canterbury, with that club winning yesterday. And jointly, they're just 1 point behind front runners Manly and Parramatta. Meantime, the Panthers, well, they share fifth placing with the Balmain Tigers. Mario Fenech leads the Rabbitohs again today, and they're certainly intent on a win to cement their top three position. Their full team is Cruikshank, Ross Baker, the Moon Brothers, DeJura, Coleman, Chisholm, Davidson, Gould, Rampling, Fenech and Roberts. The Panthers, they made the top five in '85, created history in doing so, and their main aim this year is to go just one better and finish in that cherished top three. Here's their team rundown: Robards, Green, Bevan, Gonzalez, Lydiard, Clements, Foster, Howell, Horton, Cartwright, Goodwin, Longhurst and Gerard. Certainly cut about, isn't it? The man in charge is Kevin Roberts. South Sydney running from left to right. The match started by Neil Baker, and immediately it's in the hands of David Lydiard. Beautiful day in Sydney, quite chilly as Goodwin plays it, captaining the Penrith team today. Gerard, that's Chris Houghton, a centre winger come forward these days. And a charge down. This is a chance here for South. Rampling couldn't handle it. That was very close. It's Cartwright wearing the number 10. No score in the NEC Big Game, South and Penrith. Gerard running off Howell. Running back for Foster. And they've reached the halfway line now, using the blind side to its fullest advantage. Clements puts that kick way down the ground. It might go in touch in goal. No, it's gone over the touchline. So it'll be a scrum about 5 metres out from the South line. It's a good kick by Clements. He got right behind it and stabbed it, and his judgment was just fine. And Roberts is pointing to the three quarters out wide to get behind their lock forwards' feet. I don't know that Roberts should be doing that. If they're offside, penalise them. If that's simple. South with the ball 10 metres out from their own line. This fellow won our Man of the Match award on Monday night, Les Davidson. And this is his partner in crime, Roberts. Tackled on the 22. Gould. Gerard went very keenly on the charge down mission from marker, and it was good work by Gerard. It has forced the mistake off the boot of Phil Gould. 0-0, and a penalty goes to South. A lot of scrum penalties. And now he's talking to Longhurst. 5 scrum penalties in the match so far. There's Jason Moon getting some attention.
Souths have made a couple of breaks down the blind side. They've worked the ball to the centre and then taken the ball back to where they came from. I think Penrith would be far better served in defence to split their centres, to play a centre aside rather than playing them together.
Roberts with that wide front row forward play again. Chisholm wasn't expecting it. Wouldn't surprise me if Souths were to throw this ball back to Baker, maybe not on this set of 6, but shortly, even just to grab a drop goal to break the deadlock. it can change a team's mental attitude to a football game, even if you're behind just by 1 point to nil. And it's not a bad play. You've seen Canterbury use it a lot. 5 tackles gone now. Here's Gould swinging it back to Dejura, to the blind for Coleman. He got the ball around the corner. I thought it might have been a touch forward, but Brett Ross has tackled, and it's a turnover. Cartwright with the big blue elastic bandage on the thigh. This is Goodwin. Now Longhurst was looking for a runner on the blind. He had to take a dummy half run. Houghton. Fennick around the legs. Gould over the top. Clements. Keen chase by David Lydiard, but Jason Moon was equal to the task. Dejura, Coleman, David Moon.
Well, Penrith have introduced a lot of variety into their play by using a big kicking game. They've used kicks for touch to come up with scrums.
Goodwin stretches the ball as it turned over quickly. Gonzalez fading to the outside. Dummy half is David Green.
Yeah, Penrith have used chips for touch, but they've also used little kicks over the top that they're being trying to recover, and I think that's a good tactic against a strong South Sydney defence when that's what the Rabbitohs have got. Penrith haven't got a result from it yet, but it might be just a matter of keeping trying.
Houghton, another strong run, taking play inside the 22. Gerard, Gary Howe. They're only 11 metres out from the line. Foster had to pass it back about 7 metres to find Clements, and this is Gonzalez. 5 gone. Clements calling for it. Here's Clements. He puts a grubber kick through. Rampling dives on it. So the first of 6 tackles for South now. Gould with a settler. Fennick. Still no score in the South Penrith NEC Big Game. Roberts. That's 4 tackles. So Baker is folding around behind the ruck now. As Rampling makes a half break. 25 metres out. Gould and Baker are both on one side of the ruck. And the ball turning over to Penrith. Mistake by South. As we find Houghton tackled, and away goes Green. Gerard, Goodwin. Foster, Clements, Robards. Taken by Baker. That's 5 gone for the Panthers. Bevan. His kick is high. Getting underneath it is Cruikshank. He was in the in goal. So it's out to the 22 for the place kick restart. Here's the take by Cruikshank. You'll see that he was actually in the in goal. Houghton. Cartwright. Well, by and large, it's been a battle of brawn in the first quarter of this match. Chip over the top. Penrith coming up with it. Bevan couldn't get a clean pass away. And the referee is ordering another scrum about 5 metres on south side.
Once again, it was Penrith persisting here with a little chip kick over the top to try and break up the South Sydney defence. Once again, they didn't get a result from it, but it could be just a matter of time.
South, another differential penalty, and now there's a disagreement in there. A couple of punches thrown. So they've both been sent to the sin bin, these gentlemen, Fenwick and Goodwin. 10 minutes in the bin. That's the incident on replay. So both the skippers are going to the bin for 10 minutes. An interesting match in more ways than one. This, as I said to you earlier, Penrith could be out of the 5. Conversely, Canterbury has joined Souths in 3rd. And a loss by the Rabbits will see the Premiers getting much closer to that treasured top 3. Lydiard. I think some of David Lydiard's attacking flair is lost on the wing. I don't think there's any question he was, if not the best, he was the 2nd best fullback going around shortly after his return from England. This is Clements looking for runners, but there were none. Foster. Oh, he's over the line. Oh, South Sydney's defence. Suddenly it became non-existent. I mean, you could have imagined a bloke like Gerard or Goodwin running over the top of these defenders, but little Henry Foster, on the NEC replay, he's made the South Sydney defence look absolutely awful. He beat the fullback and a front rower, and he's under the crossbar for the first points of the game. And from right in front, here's Bevan now, picking up the extras. And so Penrith leads South Sydney by 6 points to 0. If you had the vantage point he's got, you'd miss a couple yourself. Scrum will go down inside the Penrith 10-metre line. The kick-off not fielded by Penrith. It'll be a Penrith feed.
At Redfern Oval, that is the difficult corner to receive kickoffs. The sun comes down and makes it extremely difficult for receivers, wingers and fullbacks to pick the ball up.
Played by Foster. And that's Lydiard who's tackled. Houghton. It's probably early for us to say that he's made the transition successfully, but from what we've seen today, he's done a fine job, Chris Houghton.
He's got an advantage for a back row forward. He's a big fellow with plenty of pace, but from having played in the centres, he's also got a step, and that makes him somewhat like Noel Cleal. Big men with a step in the middle of the rucks are hard to hold.
Cruikshank bringing it back with memories of his missed tackle on Foster probably still uppermost in his mind. He'll be doing a hard job to get rid of those memories. He'll have to. It's a job for a very confident player. Fullback Jason Murn. He's away down the wing, comes to Robards and loses his footing. Roberts, Rampling. Well, they've got the numbers on the left. They had them as Rampling died with the ball. They've still got them. Gould knew that. He gave it to Coleman. He gives it on to Baker. That's a beautiful tackle. A grassing tackle from Ben Gonzalez. Davidson looking for runners. He finds Chisholm. He'll score. Well, Penrith just totally went to sleep there. Anybody in rugby league at any level will tell you, first man in low, the second has got to come over the top and smother the ball up. But nobody did anything here to resist the second row forward. Davidson getting that ball away for Chisholm to go in and score.
The defence on both sides has left a lot to be desired, but it was a great ball there from Davidson. He popped it up to Chisholm. Chisholm stepped off the right foot. Robards was slow in coming forward, and that was the result of it.
He, as I said, was our man of the match on Monday. He's a very good forward, Les Davidson, and this was an excellent pass, keeping in mind what I said earlier about the Penrith defence. And Chisholm goes in for a 4-pointer. Baker with just a 10-metre kick from right in front. And we're back level again in the NEC Big Game. 6 points all, Souths and Penrith. Longhurst. That's Gary Howell. 3 tackles gone. Cartwright. Taken high by Gould. Fennick was in there. Now it's to Gerard. He shows it and goes himself. 5 metres from the line. This is their last as Clements gets away from Coleman. Gets the kick in. Fielded in there by Cruikshank. But it's a drop goal. It went over the crossbar. I must admit, I didn't see him drop it to the ground for a drop kick. And after all of this, one could be excused for thinking that he would have dropped off a drop goal mission, but he hadn't. And under unbelievable pressure, he was able to get the drop kick in. Gerard out the back. He's ruled a knock on there. I would have thought the ball was lost behind him. So there's Gerard losing the ball. It certainly came out the back. But a knock on ordered and another scrum with the siren about to sound. Baker with a little chip. Bevan went for it. And that's the end of the first half as Bevan is tackled. 11 metres into South territory. The scoreline, Penrith 7, South Sydney 6. Here's a sideline comment from Graham Hughes.
It'd have to be a very, very disappointed George Piggins at half-time. South Sydney in that first half, while the defence up the middle, the rucks was leaving a lot to be desired, and you could be excused for thinking that it was South who had a number of their top players out today and not Penrith. An important 10 or 15 minutes in this first half coming, second half coming up now, and South Sydney forwards are the ones that really do have to now start to put a stamp on this game of football.
Very big welcome again to our overseas viewers in Canada, England, Europe. And a very special cheerio to Brian Lockwood and his patrons at that North of England hotel that he's in charge of these days. Ball played by Jason Moon. And so that this big fellow can go back to his seat and enjoy the football, let's go to the sidelines. Here's Graham with Don Lane.
Don, plenty of trouble for the South Sydney side.
Well, as someone said, I think it was you, that when you start believing the publicity about a team being depleted, this is the way you play. I mean, what I was most disappointed in was that you got the ball, you're in possession, and you're in an attacking position, and you allow yourself to turn over the ball after 6 tackles without doing anything attacking. I reckon they got to get the concentration up, and I think their front row, South Sydney's front row, is not servicing in the way they should.
Well, who are they looking for in the second half to pull them out of this?
Well, I reckon the guys in the front row, and I think some more balls distribution from Phil Gould, and I imagine, you know, a bit more tenacity in defense, and they'll be all right. They're allowing too many gaps. Everybody is moving the way they want to here. It's perfectly, and it's also upsetting that it's such a badly played game. I mean, the ball handling is horrendous here today.
All right, well, let's see if they can get out of it. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
Another Penrith penalty right in front, 30 metres out. Kick left the boot nicely. He's got it. So Bevan raises the flags, and South Sydney trailing Penrith by 3 points now. 5 tackles gone now for Penrith. Gary Howell comes out from dummy half, puts the kick up, and Cruikshank's made a mistake. It's come down to David Green. They've got 6 more tackles now, Penrith. How much more can South Sydney resist as this Penrith attack? And they get a penalty, so this will be another 2 points. Couldn't be any closer to the uprights. Penrith now has held the ball for 102 tackles. South's 71. And Bevan picks up an extra 2 points. So Penrith's lead now extends to 11-6 over the home team, South Sydney. Gould. Good tackle by Gerard. Rampling has gone down again. He was just injured there right in front of you, Graham. He's not 100%, that's for sure, isn't he?
No, well, he's tried to carry the shoulder the last 4 or 5 minutes, and he's been falling off a couple of tackles. He just managed to fall off another of Gary Howell just here on the sideline. He's called out to the bench saying his shoulder's no good. I'd be looking to the bench for David Boyle.
A penalty goes to South. Cruikshank put the kick in. He got a checkered passage through. And the referee has ruled intentional harassment there of the chaser. Already has signed with South for 2 more seasons. And this one he's got. So 11 points to 8 in favour of Penrith over South Sydney. You're watching the NEC Big Game. Let's take a sideline comment now from Graham.
Having a lot of trouble, this South Sydney lineup, to try and break this Penrith line, especially out wide. I'd be looking for the likes of Coleman or Baker to try little chip kicks. Baker went along the ground inside the 22 only a few moments ago. The chip is on because Penrith only have the fullback dying back, Robards at the moment. No second line of defence.
Coleman's pass is picked up on the half volley by De Jura. De Jura's up to the 22 line. Roberts has gone down. He's up and on his way again. Gould to Coleman. Coleman running towards the corner. Floats it out. David Green touched it, I thought. Yes, it's 6 more tackles. And the ball will be played by David Cruikshank. It comes away with Jason Moon. He's about 8 metres out from the Penrith line. Will Ken Souths get out of this mess they've got themselves into? Here's Phil Gould. Only a couple of metres away from the line now. He's indicating 3 tackles gone. A long time spent at the play the ball. Fennick goes for a dummy half run. He has the ball taken off him. And it's played by Houghton for Penrith. And a penalty goes to Penrith. He's saying to the South markers, you're either in there or you're not. Chisholm to the 22. Coleman, De Jura, Baker, Cruikshank. Roberts. He's kept pumping away. Roberts all day. Just hasn't been able to unload that vital pass. And here's a blindside play by Baker. Baker very close to the line. The referee says turnover. So by that indication, he's short. Have a look at it on this camera angle. Baker was looking at the line. Down he comes. There's no doubt that he's short. Jason Moon across the ground, still going. Not held. And now he is. Davidson. Fennick is coming off, Graham.
Andrew McElbur, the man in 26. Fennick's ankle's gone again.
Brett Ross with a big run down the sideline. Inside for Baker, inside for David Moon. Here comes the match-winning try, is it? No! The defence gets him about 2 metres out from the line. Played by Brett Ross, by David Moon. Across to Coleman. On to Baker. Long ball by Baker. It's going to be Jason Moon to pick it up. No, Les Biles has tried to pick it up. He can't. And Penrith, it's a penalty to South. The penalty to South Sydney. Touch judge in, bringing on Greg Evans in 26 for Souths. A real thriller of a finish, a match that probably hasn't risen to any great heights, but the closeness of that scoreboard always retains the intensity of the crowd, and still it's South Sydney trying to whittle away that Penrith lead of 11 points to 8. A match that, well, Souths were expected to win. But at the moment, they're trailing by 3. Here's David Moon running off a Craig Coleman pass. Bronco De Jura comes inside him. And he's tackled 11 metres out. David Green made the tackle. On the blind side, it's Les Biles. Biles is 5 metres out. 5 tackles gone for the Rabbitohs now. Played by Biles. Out to Coleman. Coleman puts it up. They've resorted to the air. Down it comes. Stacks on the mill. And I think it's no try. Let's have a look at it. He's rolling a line drop out. He's ruled that Longhurst forced the ball. South get a penalty. Well, heavens above. They've had some opportunities here in the dying minutes to grab that elusive try. Gould plays it on one.
South's got a big line out here to the right.
Coleman's kick. In the end goal, and Brett Lobb it is that tries to run it out. Tackled in goal. Another line drop out for Penrith. Kids on the field. The siren has sounded. Roberts hadn't heard it apparently, and Penrith have come down from the mountains minus their star players and have come out in front 11 points to 8. Foster a try for the Panthers, Bevan 3 goals and Clements a drop goal, and for Souths, Chisholm a try and Baker 2 goals.